Good evening, a small but elite group. It happened 85 years ago on the night of the 10th of November, 1938. More than 91 Jews were killed at the hands of the Nazis. 267 synagogues were destroyed and 30,000 Jewish men were incarcerated in concentration camps. We remember this as the November pogroms, the night of broken glass, or more commonly, after the litter of glass resulting from these pogroms, Kristallnacht. The pretext for these pogroms was the shooting in Paris on the 7th of November of a German diplomat, Ernest von Rath, by a Polish Jewish student, Herschel Greenspan. On the 9th of November, the news of Rath's death reached Adolf Hitler in Munich, where he was celebrating the anniversary of the abortive 1923 beer hall putsch. There, Minister of Propaganda Joseph Goebbels, after conferring with Hitler, harangued a gathering of old stormtroopers, urging violent reprisals, staged to appear as spontaneous demonstrations. Telephone orders from Munich triggered pogroms throughout Germany, which by then included Austria. Just before midnight on the 9th of November, Gestapo chief Heinrich Müller sent a telegram to all the police units informing them that, in shortest order, actions against Jews, and especially their synagogues, will take place in all of Germany. These are not to be interfered with. Rather, the police were to arrest the victims. Fire companies stood by synagogues as they went up in flames, with explicit instructions to let the buildings burn. They were only to intervene if the fire threatened Aryan properties. In 2 days and nights, more than 14,000 synagogues, 1,400 synagogues were burned or otherwise damaged. Rioters ransacked and looted about 7,500 Jewish businesses, killed at least 400 Jews, and vandalized Jewish hospitals, homes, schools, and cemeteries. The attackers were often neighbors. Some of the 30,000 Jewish males aged between 16 and 60 were arrested. To accommodate so many new prisoners, the concentration camps at Dachau, Buchenwald, and Sachsenhausen were expanded. The cost of the broken glass and damaged property came to more than 225 million Reichsmarks, about £18,225 today. The Reich confiscated any compensation claims that insurance companies paid to Jews. The rubble of ruined synagogues had to be cleared by the Jewish community. The Nazi government imposed a collective fine of 1 billion Reichsmarks, about £82 million in 1938, or £1.75 billion today, on the Jewish community. After assessing the fine, Hermann Göring remarked, "The swine won't commit another murder. Incidentally, I would not like to be a Jew in Germany." The name Kristallnacht symbolized the final shattering of the Jewish existence in Germany. The Nazi government barred Jews from schools on the 15th of November and authorized local communities to impose curfews in late November. By December 1938, Jews were banned from most political places in Germany. The parsha for that week was Vayera, as it is for this week. Amongst its many themes, the parsha Vayera deals with the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah. The Sefer highlights a significant characteristic, that of humanity, a characteristic singly missing on Kristallnacht. Abraham is aghast at the concept of the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah, irrespective of the depths of degradation that they had arrived at. Abraham, seeing only the potential for reform and change, negotiates with Hashem to try and save the cities. He starts off by arguing that the innocent should not be swept away with the guilty, and if 50 righteous souls could be found, the city should be saved. However, Abraham was up against a master negotiator, Hashem, and he subsequently changed his bid to 45, to which Hashem agreed. On further consideration, Abraham reduced the bid to 40, then 30, followed by 20, and finally settled on 10. Humanity is further reflected in the actions of Abraham's nephew Lot. Having met the angelic messengers at the gate, he insisted that they dine at his home. He then protects them from the mob and stops them from becoming hostages of the city. Compare and contrast these events and approaches of human behavior where life is considered precious and all the possible action taken to preserve it, and the attitude taken by the Nazi government from the 1920s through to 1945. Sadly, this lack of respect for human life and the ethos at the dark period of our lives and world history are reflected in the approach taken by Hamas and their friends. Humanity is at the heart of Jewish cultural life. It is painful to see the effect of the blockade on supplies to Gaza. It is more painful to see the suffering and torment of the families of the hostages. It is painful to see the suffering and the distress of the families that have lost innocent people going about their lives. It is painful to see the very depths of, in the main, young Israelis, the flower of their generation. Not only is their loss, but also the loss of future generations who will not be born. Israel's not a country, it's a village where everybody knows everybody. Yesterday, I was speaking to my oldest granddaughter, Noah. She was 16. When she phoned, she was on the way to a shiva, having been to a lavoya the day before. The deceased had been one of her madrachim at Shoftim, scouts. He was 20. The loss of these souls affects us all. Am Yisrael Chai, Shabbat Shalom.
Jakar Morris.
Thank you so much,
Thanks,
Morris.
Morris. Yeah.
Morris, nice one.
So true. So
A
true.
very good one, so true, but very chilling. Thank you for that. And now we proceed to Kabbalat Shabbat. We're honored to have Robert. Thank you so much, Robert. Let it begin. Thank you.
Thank you. Yedid Nefesh.